want to apply conditional logic so that every time a lead priority is updated in Pitchit, that gets synced back to your GoHighLevel account so that you don't have to deplatform in GoHighLevel just to have Pitchit qualify all of your leads using AI agents. And in order to make this work, you're going to want your GoHighLevel account to have a couple of different pipeline stages. Now, under opportunities, I've created stage 1, 2, and 3. And what that's basically indicating is that the lead is brand new or cold, warm, or lost, okay? And so I'm gonna manage these fields and I'm just gonna I'm gonna change the name of these fields under pipelines and I'm just gonna make this really easy for the demonstration. So new lead, warm lead, hot lead, cold, lost lead, okay? That's just what we're gonna name it. This is gonna make this as easy as possible when mapping things from Pitchit. This is just one way that you can do it. Certainly you could do it a whole bunch of other ways, but I like this way because the concept here is that Pitchit's gonna get all new leads and we have another video on how to integrate new leads into our account. And then anytime that they're warm or hot or cold and lost, we're gonna automatically move them in your pipeline so that there's no human labor involved to qualify all your leads. And so that's how we're going to do it. This is basically what it's going to look like when we're done, and we're going to rebuild this exact app together. So the trigger here is going to actually be Pitchit. So inside of Pitchit, the trigger event is lead priority update. Now there's a whole bunch of other triggers, but I've shot other videos on how to integrate those. We're just going to do lead priority update today. And once you've updated once you've chosen the trigger event, it's going to ask you to connect your account. If you don't have an account connected, click Connect New. You can get your API key from Pitchit by clicking on your name, going to integrations, and copying the API key there, and then going back and pasting it. It will then take you back to Zapier with the account synced that you want to integrate to GoHighLevel. Click Continue. Under the campaign section, this is important because you can choose all campaigns and all Facebook pages and all Instagram pages if you want. But we also make it available to not select all of them and just choose specific ones. This is because GoHighLevel supports what we call sub-accounts in GoHighLevel. And in Pitchit, we do the same thing. So you can add a whole bunch of your clients, and then you can group them all under what would be the equivalent of a sub-account. We call it a group. And so you can create a new group of like company X. Let's just say that's like a client of yours, right? And then this person is an employee of that company. And then all your campaigns that you build and pitch it will only be visible to them if you've assigned that company to that workflow. And so you can sync just lead priority updates from one campaign or another, and then send them only to one specific sub-account in GoHighLevel if you want. For this particular demo, I'm not going to do that because I only have one account in Pitchit and I only have one sub-account in GoHighLevel. So there's really no point. But I just bring that up because there is flexibility to do that if you want to. I'm going to select all Facebook pages, but same thing if you've got a bunch of clients with a bunch of Facebook pages and a bunch of Instagram pages, you don't need to sync them all into one GoHighLevel sub-account. You can split it up easily. We have the same hierarchy as they do so that the integration works. Click Test, and it's going to basically pull a test. It looks like we're going to test. Let's see if we can get a fun one. Yeah, that's fine. We're going to do Maya Langley. We're going to have anytime that the lead status or lead priority is updated from Maya Langley, that is what we're going to integrate back to GoHighLevel. Now this is where it gets tricky. The lead connector action is hard because most people search for GoHighLevel, but GoHighLevel doesn't have a Zap. They have a white labeled Zap that they call lead connector. It's the same company, it's just not the right name, and it's because they want to be white labeled for their agency resellers. Now, under the lead connector action, we're going to update an opportunity or add an opportunity. That is the action event that we're going to do. And then under the account, you're going to want to sync your account. Click connect a new account if you don't have one. This is another easy place to get stuck on because I don't know about you guys, but this link, it didn't work for me when I clicked it. And so I had to go and find where exactly the API keys were. And then I got stuck because I kept, in my agency account, I clicked settings and I clicked API keys. And I kept trying to copy this API key and create a new one over and over and over again. And I kept getting errors in Zapier that API key didn't work. and then I realized that it has to be an API key from a sub account. And so then I got stuck again because I went to settings and I couldn't find the API keys tab until I finally found under the business profile. That's where the API key is stored. And only that particular API key will work with Zapier. Once you paste it in, it will sync it. The next part is important because this is where you're going to map which which opportunity you actually want us to update. And the way that they do it in GoHighLevel is it's all tied to a contact. So if you know the contact, which Pitchit does, then all you have to do is map the contact's name. So first name, last name, full name, it's optional, phone number, email, all mapped in. That's going to tell GoHighLevel which deal that they should be moving, and they're going to look for Maya Langley with this PII, and if there's a deal attached to her, it's going to move it. Marked lead is true. You can add some notes if you want. So under notes, we've got some info here. So basically, like, which channel was this lead priority updated from, and then what's the actual status of it. I think this is cool, so I'm going to add it in. Just keep in mind you should add some headers. So lead channel, just so that you can see what exactly it is that you're looking at once it gets piped in. Lead priority, cold, warm, or hot, and then channel, Facebook, Instagram, email, SMS, WhatsApp, voice. That's what it's going to show you. Select the pipeline. So this is my test pipeline that I showed you guys earlier, and then select the stage. Now this is where you could get into trouble because you're just going to have every single priority, regardless of what it says, just change the status. And so this is where you need to add some logic, okay? So in this particular example, the lead is marked as it says it's hot. So I'm going to choose the stage hot, but and remember I changed the name of my deal stages to make this mapping easy: warm, hot, cold, or lost, and a new lead. And that's because it's a lot easier when you're trying to map it to know which one goes to which. But remember, we're trying to make it look like this, and right now it only looks like this. And you're hitting this problem where if the lead's hot, you can't just mark every lead as hot. It needs to have some conditional logic. And so we're going to actually have to add a step called paths. And we're going to add a path, and then inside of the path, you now see that there's path A and path B. So inside of path A, I want conditional logic. It should be a custom rule where if Pitchit's lead priority, let's say, contains the word hot, okay? Click continue. It says that it passed the test, that it does say hot. We're going to click continue. Then inside of GoHighLevel, and I've mapped everything here, I want to change the lead to hot. Now we had already finished that particular path, and so we're going to click continue, and we're going to move on to the next path. So path B, if the Pitchit lead priority, let's say, contains warm, right? And it's going to fail because this lead says hot, not warm. That's fine. We want it to fail. That's literally the whole point of this path, is that we don't want it to go down path A if the lead is actually warm and not hot. But we know some of the leads will be will be warm, and so we want a path for it. Then I want to do the exact same thing, add or update an opportunity. The account is probably going to be the same, so we're not going to go through that step again. I'm just going to quickly map things. Now you've got two things: path conditions and lead priority. Choose lead priority, first name. Choose lead priority, last name. You don't need to do full name if you don't want to, but I have it here, so I'm going to do it. Choose phone number, choose email, and then mark lead is true. Let's get those insights added in again. So channel and priority. Add your headers, lead channel, lead priority. Okay, choose your pipeline, test pipeline, and now this is where you have the logic. So the stage should not be hot, it should be warm. So if the lead's warm, it goes path B, and it gets marked as warm in path B. We're going to click continue. We're going to skip the test because we need one more path, and we're going to do if the lead priority contains, looks like I was able to copy it, so that's even better. I don't have to redo all of this stuff. So if the lead contains cold, okay, it's going to show yellow because the lead's hot, not cold, but we know that some will be cold. Then add or update the opportunity, map all of your information. Again, I duplicated the path B, so it's all there already. It's got the channel, the priority. Now the pipeline looks like we need to redo it. So I'm going to map the pipeline, test pipeline. The seed stage looks like it's broken, so I'm going to fix that real quick. And I'm going to choose stage. We're going to choose cold or lost. And that means that the deal's cold and the AI is probably going to stop talking to them because they've indicated they don't want to work with you anymore or they've unsubscribed. Now that this is all done, you can basically start testing some of this stuff. And so we're going to push a little test through. And it's going to show green because the lead, in fact, was hot. And so we're going to go over, and it should show, yep, Maya Langley. You just saw it in real time. It got updated to hot. And so if we open this up, you're basically going to see that the deal is marked as hot, and that's because Maya Langley was marked as hot inside of Pitchit. Okay, so that's been tested. And the next one we want to do is we want to test this one. Now, this might not work because we don't actually have a warm lead, but it's basically going to be a success because you've built it right in Zapier. And we're going to do one more test over here. You just want all greens. And once that's done, you can click publish. This effectively finishes the original schematic we were going after in this demo. So end to end, what we've done is we've set up a conditional logic so that Pitchit and its AI agents, every time that they choose whether a lead that it's talking to is cold, warm, or hot, it will sync all that information back to a GoHighLevel pipeline so that your pipeline can be fully automated and an AI agent in Pitchit can automate all the activity and qualify all the leads inside of GoHighLevel without you having to deplatform. You can keep working inside of GoHighLevel, and Pitchit's AI agents will pull leads out, qualify them, and then push all the data back. Thanks.